Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build video. I hope you have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea this morning, because today we're going to be doing a Canal Corner renovation. So obviously this is an EA house renovation, and I have done one of these before on the channel, but it was in Oasis Springs. So I thought today let's have a look at Evergreen Harbor, because the houses here are in need of renovation. I did not change the shape of this house, again as the same as the Oasis Springs one. I just went in and changed the roofing and obviously all the exterior windows, and obviously painted the house so that it looks a little bit more bright, a little bit more vibrant. I didn't have any sort of like pre-ideas when I went into this build. It was just I did it as I went in, and I quite like how this turned out with like the sort of the black upper half of the house, and then the lower half being that sort of like weathered wood from, I want to say is from Island Living. I think that's right. I'm terrible. Absolutely terrible with knowing where things are, but if you are returning to the channel then you already know that. So yep, I enjoyed doing this build. I ended up turning it into a 2-bedroom 1-bathroom build. I can't really remember what it was before I renovated it. I have a funny feeling it was maybe 3 bedrooms. It's actually quite a big house. It doesn't look it because it's quite narrow, but it goes back quite far, so there was actually quite a lot of space to sort of play around with, which I really liked. So we just go in and add a lot of trees and flowers and bushes to the front of the property. We still keep the fenced sort of side and back gardens of the house. I didn't want it to be a renovation where you couldn't really tell which house it was that I'd renovated, if that makes sense, because the whole idea of this is to keep the core essence of the house, I suppose you could say, even though we changed quite a lot. I think it definitely changed the vibe of the house, but I think in the best way, because it was just in need of a lift, and this is definitely something that I will be continuing to do on the channel. So please drop some ideas down below, which lots do you want me to focus on next. I was just going to do another one in Evergreen Harbor, but please let me know if there's a particular lot that you want me to focus on, and I will try my best to do it. So still going in here and just sorting out the side gardens and the back gardens. I like to use those bushes from Island Living with the orange flowers. I think they're really pretty. I use them in a lot of my builds just because I think they look really nice, and I just wanted to make this house look a bit more interesting than it did before. Before it was very grey, it was very run down, but as I said, there was a lot of space inside, so I feel like it was neglected really, and I wanted to just bring it back to life, and hopefully I did that, and hopefully you all like the renovation that I did as well. One thing I didn't do was change the wall height downstairs, because it took me a really long time to figure out that the wall height was different. It's like the second notch along, so it's the middle wall height, and it took me forever to realise that it was a different wall height to the one upstairs. So I end up going in and you'll see me checking the wall height, and by the time I'd realised, I'd already decorated it and sort of filled in the wall space, so I wasn't too upset about it. But word of warning, if you do download this build, there are 2 different wall heights. So downstairs is the medium wall height, upstairs is the short wall height. That is how it was before the renovation took place, and I've just kept it like that. So if that's something that's going to bother you, this house might not be for you. But I think it looks nice, so it's not something I don't think that you're going to necessarily notice all that much. I do try my best to utilize all of the wall space as best I can. So just going in here and using a lot of items from the Eco Lifestyle pack. which I love. I think that's probably why I enjoyed doing this renovation so much, is because I could use a lot of the items from the Eco Lifestyle pack. And if you are returning to the channel, then you know how much I love these items. I think a lot of us do, especially if you're a builder. I just think they did a really good job, the Sims team, with the build buy items in this pack. I was really impressed when I played it for the first time. So again, a lot of plants, just filling in spaces with side tables, chairs, plants, little knickknacks here and there, because I like my houses to look like they're a bit lived in, they have a bit of character. And obviously using another rug from the Nifty Knitting Stuff pack, because they are so cute. Those rugs are amazing. And I think we use another one over here, but I think it's the turquoise one, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, there it is. I just think they're adorable. And the white, and all the swatches are amazing, but the white and the turquoise one in particular I do use a lot in my builds. So yeah, the living room turned out quite colourful. I didn't go into this again with any preconceptions of how I wanted it to look like. I just sort of go in and just start. And I don't necessarily have a colour scheme in mind. What I tend to do is I'll place the sofas and then I'll sort of build the room around that. So I placed the yellow ones this time. I think I've used many different colours of those sofas, again from the Eco Lifestyle pack in past builds. But the yellow ones clearly spoke to me when I was building this last night. So we went for the yellow. And then the kitchen is actually quite small. I think looking back, I could have potentially pulled it out maybe one square just to give a bit more space, but I didn't. So actually the structure downstairs did not change. So, you know, it's quite a pokey kitchen, and I usually do open plan kitchen, living, dining areas. So for me to have separate rooms was quite unusual, and it's maybe something that I need to consider doing more, because I feel like the open plan thing is quite easy to do, but when you've got two separate rooms, I feel like it's a bit more of a challenge. So it's definitely going to make me consider doing separate rooms a little bit more. But because there wasn't much space, I just tried to sort of utilize it as best I could, and hopefully I achieved that. Obviously, if you do download this build and want to make any changes, please do if it's not quite to your taste. But I didn't really know what else to do with it. I wanted to keep the theme running through the house with the hints of yellow and the woods. So I think that was the main reasoning for the kitchen. And just going back to the living room here and adding some extra bits. So upstairs, I didn't record me doing the floor plan because I think it took me a very long time and it was a little bit embarrassing. So I just cut that out from the video entirely, so you can see that I made one large main bathroom and then there are two bedrooms just there. So one of them is the master bedroom and the other is a double children's bedroom, which actually ended up being really sweet, which I'm not going to spoil anything, but it ends up being very pink themed. So perfect for sort of Sims who are a little bit girly, or who love the colour pink, or who love pastel colours. So, and with the master bedroom, I used this swatch from the Eco Lifestyle bed, which I haven't used before, I don't think. So what I did was build the room around the bed. So we have a lot of browns, a lot of dark woods, a lot of neutral tones as well, and just keeping it very toned down really, and just keeping with that theme. But this bedroom is actually really nice. It's a bedroom that I would probably like sort of in real life, which is unusual. Normally I don't build and decorate houses and bedrooms that are my personal taste, which I know sounds weird, but I have this certain style in The Sims and it doesn't carry through to real life. So yeah, it's definitely a bedroom that I would like. And I used the floral swatch, wallpaper swatch from the base game, which I really like. I usually use it in Oasis Springs renovations or Oasis Springs houses, but I feel like it definitely worked in this build, so I used that here. But like, what do you guys think about your decorating style in The Sims versus in real life? Is it completely different? Is it the same? Do you like traditional houses in real life and you build modern houses? Or are you the other way around? So that'd be quite interesting to find out. So with the children's room, I kept it very pastel-y, very pink, very pretty, really. And I really like how this turned out. Usually I go for like oranges and yellows and blues and things. So I thought in this one, let's try something a bit different and let's do a pink. So this could very easily be turned into a double bedroom as well, or even a teen room, a student's room, a guest room, whatever you wanted really. But I just wanted to cover as much bases as I could, and I just turned it into a children's room. So this is a house for a family of 4. I could have probably fit another bedroom bathroom upstairs, but I just decided against that. But I mean, they're all good sized rooms, and I think the space is well utilized, so I think it worked out quite well. But I loved doing this pink room. It was so much fun to do. It turned out so cute, and I used a lot of the items from Parenthood and Nifty Knitting as well, just adding that, that clutter. We talk about clutter in children's rooms all the time on this channel, but I think it's so important because it makes it look so much more lived in and so much more realistic. So just adding like a hairdryer and some toys, and I can imagine the Sims that live in this room, want to use as many mirrors as possible. So there's 2 mirrors in this bedroom, which ends up being really sweet. And we use the lava lamp there from Strangerville as well, which I love using in children's rooms because it gives that hint of pink as well. So we're just finishing up the outside, but if you would like to download this build, it's now available to download from the gallery under my origin ID, which is RachelPedd. The tray files are also available to download below via Sim File Share. If you stick to around till the end of the build, there are screenshots at the end as well. But thank you so much for joining me here today, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!